Welcome to C programming tutorial. This tutorial is basically the continuation of the previous tutorial on strings. We were learning more and more about strings, and this is the part 2 of the more on strings tutorial. And again, this tutorial is also part of a collection of tutorials in this entire series, C programming tutorial series, and the link of that playlist can be found in the description, or maybe it's displayed on the screen right now. Anyway, so if you came here from Facebook, I would appreciate if you could become the fan of the Facebook page, Awesome C Programming Tutorials in High Def, and I would also appreciate if you could leave some comments over there, or if to give me the feedback as how it's you're liking it or not or whatever, and or at least click on the like button if you or like link if you really like the tutorials, or you could basically also subscribe to the YouTube channel or leave comments on the YouTube page of this tutorial. I would really appreciate it. That way I would know that there is somebody out there who is getting benefit out of all this that I'm doing right now. Anyway, so let's continue on working on learning about strings in C. Now we learned how the strings are created, and we learn how the strings are input, and we learn how the strings are output. This tutorial we will learn how you can assign one string to another. It's a little tricky. It's not as simple as for integers. So suppose if I have like integer x, okay, and if I have to make the value of x at any point, I do this, x equal to 2, okay. If I have create a string character name 10 or maybe 11, because we want to keep 1 for the null terminator, if you remember. If I do that, I could actually assign the string like this, okay. It is perfectly okay. You can do that, okay. At the time of declaration of this string, which is basically defining it, what data type it is and all this, you can say equal to followed by this thing. But if you don't do it here for whatever reason, okay, if you don't do it here, you cannot do something like this, name equal to Suhail. You cannot, okay. In C you cannot do that. So what you have to do instead is use a function, just like we use the function for printf, and to print something on the screen, scanf to enter something, to assign one string to another string. This is what you have to do. You have to write strcpy, which is a string copy, short for a string copy, and then bracket start, and then the first string, which is the destination string that you want to assign to, and then the second string, which is the source string, the value of which you want to assign to. So if you want to later on, if you want to make the value of name to be this string Suhail, you can do this, str copy name comma Suhail, and this doesn't have to be a constant like this, okay. It could be some other variable called my name. So if you have another variable my name, and maybe you want to get the value of enter the value of this variable from the user, like scanf and then %s comma my name, and then after that you could assign that value of my name, whatever the user entered, to this string if you want to. So just so that this is how you basically copy a string to another string, okay. You cannot use equal to unless you are unless you are initializing it at the declaration time, okay. And at the same time, if you have to compare two strings, okay, if you want to see if one string has the same value as the other string, what you could do is, suppose you want to see if name has the value Suhail in it, okay. So normally what you would do, you would think that you could do is something like this, okay. If the value of name is Suhail, then basically do this, whatever you write here, okay, else you do something else, okay. But that's not how you do it in C, okay. For strings you cannot do that. For integers, yes, you could say if x is equal to 2, that's just perfectly fine. For strings, no, you cannot do that. What you can do is, again, you use this function str oops, compare, okay, and then you write the first. This is string compare, strcmp, short for string compare. Then you write the first string. It doesn't matter which one you write first, because they are both the same. And then the next string, and then close the bracket like this. Okay, so this is one string compare operation or function call, and it will basically result in 0 if they are same. Otherwise, it will be non-zero. So if you want to say if they are same, if the value of name is Sohail, okay, you could write the other string here also, my name, if you want. Okay, this other string that we defined, you could write it here also. Okay, if the value of these two strings are the same, the value of this whole thing will be replaced by a 0. Okay, so you have to compare it against 0 to see if they are the same. So it looks a little funny here, but you will get used to it. If string compare of name comma my name is equal to 0, then do this. If they are same, you do this. Okay, so let's real quick write a small program here. Then this program, we will basically ask the user to enter a name, so or his name. What is your name? Okay, so we ask user to enter a name. Okay, then the user enters a name, and we store it in the variable name. Okay, or let's store it in the variable my name. Okay, and then we copy it to this variable name just for fun. Okay, I'm kind of running almost out of time. I have 2 minutes. Let's write. I hope we'll finish it. Okay, let's see. And then we say if the value of name is Sohail. Okay, if that is the case, then we write you are my friend. Okay, else we write if the user entered anything but Sohail, you are not my friend. You are not my friend. You are not my friend. Okay, that's what we are going to print. Very simple program, but demonstrates how you can copy. So we ask user to enter something, and we store it in my name. And we could have used my name all over, but let's copy it into some other variable name. So if the value of my name becomes the same as the value of name, and then we say if the value of name is Sohail, in other words, if the user entered Sohail, which was copied over to name, excuse me, if that's the case, then you say you are my friend. Okay, the computer is going to write you are my friend. Otherwise, the computer is going to write you are not my friend. So let's test it out. Compiling, it's running. So let's see. It's asking what is your name, just like here, and we say Sohail. Okay, it has to be exact same Sohail with all the capital letters and small letters, lowercase, uppercase, everything has to match. And it says you are my friend because I wrote Sohail. Okay, so it compares it, and since they are the same strings, it says 0. So is it equal to 0? Yes, it will be equal to 0, and then it will say you are my friend. Otherwise, it will say anything other than 0. It will say a non-zero number here. Okay, and non-zero value of this comparison is not the same as 0. So it will say you are not my friend. So real quick, we will just type something else, Baba, and then it says you are not my friend. Okay. Thank you very much for watching this tutorial. Please rate 5 stars. Thank you so much. Bye.